Hi guys, welcome back to another CDH The Lost podcast, a podcast about CEDH that was really smooth. Today I'm not alone again. I'm here with Dylan and Parker, a mix we haven't had on the channel before. But say hi,
Hello.
guys.
Hello.
Um, we're talking about Punt City 3. We're only 2 weeks late. Don't get mad at us.
It's not that bad, guys.
It's not that bad. We're not going to go into like depth like when me and Parker went to CDH 5, I think it was, because that was a good tournament. Punt City 3.
Oh my gosh.
We had
Damn. No, we didn't do great.
a different
Y'all
experience.
did
I think
great.
there's other things that we can talk about than like the in-depth game things. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So I have the Punt City 3
Oh
standings
god,
and
you
stuff.
did not. This is bad.
We have this guy Parker who's talking with us. He got 29th, which is the best out of all of our group. We went with me, Parker, Dylan, Atlas, Jarrett, Max, Zach. So that's 7 of us. It was a great time.
6 of us scrubbed out.
6 of us did scrub out, but that's okay. Parker's still
Yep.
getting topped by Ian, which is funny. He do be topping us.
Oh god,
Whoa.
Bailey.
But yeah, it was a fun tournament. Of course, we all had different experiences that we'll get into. But congrats, Parker, on being the top dog of the Pacific Northwest
I tried.
Yeah.
for now.
Had a
For
good
now.
opportunity at top 16, and
Hey, I'll actually know the deck I'm playing next time we go to a
God,
Well, maybe.
tournament.
Maybe.
Well, maybe. Hey.
I played, as you guys know, I played FibbleFib because I already had a video about it, talking about the list. The list is sick. The whole tournament for me was wrapped around not in the proper mental headspace, which there's going to be a video about that coming up, about like getting in the proper mind state and that. So I didn't do that well because of that. I had like 3 games I had a win. I just punted, and I could have played one spell before another and won the game or something like that, but that's okay. We go to have fun and learn. It sucks because I could have had potentially at least one win, but that's okay. The list is sick. It was a weird version of FibbleFib. People keep, surprisingly, I've had a lot of people message me. There was a guy from Germany that messaged me, and I stayed up way too late talking to him about FibbleFib.
No way.
Yeah, which is kind of sick. And I've had like 4 people go into like the
Oh my
CDH
gosh.
Discord and being like, "Where's the FibbleFib guy? I need to talk to him." So there's some recognition for FibbleFib going
You're
out there.
cooking. You're cooking, Bailey.
I keep on showing him the other list for FibbleFib and not mine, just because mine's a
secret.
little weird.
It's a trade
Well, it's
secret.
not a secret. It's just a little weird from what FibbleFib actually represents.
I think it's a good version of the list.
So which list do you think is better? This
This
or
one.
the yeah?
Yeah, I think it doesn't help when I played it that people don't know who I am and like how an honest gamer I am. Because I
Yeah.
cast Intuition 3 times, stating I'm gonna go get 3 mana sources, and it was countered 3 times.
I mean,
Um,
how does a mono
which-
blue deck win off of intuition alone?
That's what I asked them, and I was like, "How do you expect me to win off of 1 Intuition? It's turn 3."
And it's not, you're not playing Urza, so it's like,
Yeah. They did not let it resolve, which is like fine, but like this deck at least relies on people trusting you, because the idea is Proteus Staff doesn't just win you the game. It's like a value piece where you can go get interaction so your opponents don't win the game. And then eventually it will end up winning you the game, but you need people to believe you and trust you for that to happen. There was multiple times where I got my FibbleFib Force of Will twice during the tournament because I had Proteus Staff out, and they were like, "You're just gonna win," and I'm like, "I promise you, I'm not gonna win." And they told me straight to my face, "I don't believe you." But so that happened.
So everyone watching, just don't let Proteus staff resolve.
Well, yeah, that is one way.
Then the deck
yeah.
doesn't work.
Well, no, the deck can still win.
That's
That's why we're on the
no,
taking extra turn
Bailey,
spells
Bailey.
now.
We need to convince them that Proteus staff is your only win con.
No. We don't want that. we're on the take an extra turn spells with the One Ring to draw 1.5 million cards.
Yes, everyone force a will, Fibble Fib. It's the only
There
route.
is a new Fibblefip list that I'm brewing up with
Oh Christ, Jesus.
Artificer's something. It's an enchantment. Artificer's Intuition. It's an enchantment that lets you tutor for 1-drop artifacts. To discard an artifact.
That's
yeah, it's going to
interesting.
be guess. It's going
That's
to be
interesting.
guess.
I feel like
and
Force
then-
the Willing Fibblethip is going to be the next Gilded Drake on Falcospira.
Well, someone did Gilded Jerk my Fibblefip.
Oh no!
They ended up regretting it. They ended up regretting it.
Well, yeah, they Gilded Drake
And then I misplayed.
Well, it just goes to your command.
Oh,
No,
goodness.
because it becomes the
Oh,
target of a
spell, not ability.
Otherwise, the deck wouldn't work.
All right, we have the Delantro Lime now.
Oh, God. That
His deck.
I had escaped that, Bailey.
Tavesh Krog.
Okay.
Talk about
Yeah, this is it's a list. It's incomplete. That's what I realized about halfway through the tournament, is that the deck's missing a few oh goodness. It's missing a few things. And I'd also as part of the course for my tournament experience, I may or may not have only been playing the deck for like 3 weeks before the tournament. I should have just played Rocco. I don't know. I believe 3 of the games I had win in my hand and just didn't play it. I think I was playing too safe. For the most part. I also don't understand the deck very well. I think I understand it now better. I adjusted it and took it to a tournament like last week and ended Swiss in first place. So I don't know. It's a good deck. It's definitely strong. I don't know how I feel about it. I enjoy it. I think
saddest news about this deck that I have to say is someone may or may not have stole my Chrome.
yes. When I come back, I will return your crop. I did notice
go
that.
Build blue farm and I was like, oh my Chrome.
Yeah. So I went to said tournament and pulled out the deck and had to put all the proxies back and was like, wait a minute, I have an extra proxy Crom. And I looked at the commander and I'm like, oh god. I think I also stole your Mystic Reflections.
That's not the end of the world.
I don't even know where the deck's at right now. Is it this guy? No.
That's great.
But no, it's a good deck. I'm going to keep playing it for a while.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed about the tournament, Atlas touched it in his most recent episode of Man on the Rocks podcast. Shout out. But it was the amount of disrespect for like fish and Ristic Study.
Oh my god!
Gosh.
It's a weird change from what we're used to. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, me as a player, if a fish comes out, I just won't feed it most of the time unless I'm playing a turbo deck, as Parker has
Oh
recently
my
found out.
god!
Yeah, no, I had, oh my god, game 1, we had resolved a Ristic Study, and Paco and Halden had Red Blast in exile that he could cast for 3 turns and never destroyed the Ristic Study. They drew about 21 cards and just won the game. I'm like, this is going to make me, I'm going to strangle this person.
Yeah, we had game 3, I want to say, or game 2 or 3. 3 Ristic Studies resolved, and everyone was just feeding it,
Oh
and
my
it was just like,
gosh.
what the heck? I ended up winning that game.
Though, at
No.
that point, if there's 3 Ristic Studies on board,
Yeah, you kind of can feed
you,
them.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's really difficult not to feed them. But like,
Sure.
if there's a singular,
But it was like
My
Ristic Study
God.
for 2 turns, and then no one was respecting it. Ristic Study
Yeah,
came
no.
down, and then no one was respecting the other ones. I was sitting there with like 6 mana after being countered, and just being like, rock, pay the 3.
Yeah.
yeah, no. Though, I don't know. I don't know if I should have played Rocco. I'm in a weird spot because the meta's not great for Rocco. Like, there's quite a bit of
yeah.
hate for the deck.
You can play Rocco up here just fine.
Yeah, Punt City, from what I saw, it would have been fine. But from what I heard from other people about their games, it would have not have been fine.
I think it would have
You
been
would
fine
like-
higher up.
Oh, but I will little break. Yesterday, I went to Aegis Games, another shout out, and played in their weekly Saturday thing. No, I guess it was on Thursday. It was 4 black players, and none of us were on opposition agent. And I was like, I'm making a real change for the better.
Oh my gosh, I am going to go just sweep Aegis with Rocco Bailey. This is a mistake.
There's a reason Sisse does really well.
It's a mistake, Bailey.
Well, there's other ways to answer Sisse. It's not my fault that they don't know how to answer Sisse.
True. No, there is.
Bailey.
Like, I haven't been on Oppo in, like, so long, and I can still answer Sisse. Unless I'm playing Talion, and then Oppo's in there for sure.
Yeah, I think 2-color decks might need it.
Yeah, there was a 4 color decks. It was like a real CDH pod, and none of us were on it, which I was like, this is hype.
I'm so glad, Bailey. Thank you. You're putting in the work.
My new hot take is Dranith is a bad Magic card.
Bailey, okay,
Bailey.
whoa.
Bailey.
I'm making the world a better place.
I
can agree with some of your takes, but that one's...
I will say, though, our buddy Dean did take it out of his deck and slotted in Bloom Tender and something else, and he's won more games without it.
I mean,
Dylan,
I strongly disagree on the Dranith.
This is how you acted when I first brought up the opposition agent.
Well, no.
It takes time for you to warm up.
I had disagreed on the opposition agent because I play Rocco. Otherwise, I think it's not a great card. It just shuts down my main deck.
It's fine.
Casually.
Like, I'm making the world a better place where we play better Magic.
Dranith is such a pain in the ass.
Let's just not tell Atlas about this hot take yet until I get a defined opinion on it. I'm working on it.
You know you can watch this, right?
Okay, let's move on to Parker's list. He's playing good old Sisse. Pile of fun stuff that somehow works together.
You want to refresh the page real quick? I did make one change, and I totally forgot about it till now. I added Quarter Calling.
Oh,
That's a good card.
Yeah, instead of Invasion.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this.
I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
Have you
5
cut
minutes
Asmo
ago.
yet?
No.
No, Asmo's still in.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same Sisse deck I played at Punt City, or not Punt City, CDH5. The 2 changes I have made are Azrael did Cold the Car and Quarter Calling. I added Quarter Calling after Punt City 3. I also got told that Azrael the Cold the Car is old tech.
I mean,
still works.
I think it works really well in my list.
I mean, it works.
I think I'm also going to be playing it in mine.
It won me the league, so I'm really sitting pretty on it. Because people just let it sit there because it does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, correct.
And it's hard
it
to
does
remove.
nothing.
Yeah. But other than that, it's a pretty basic Sisse list. It's does things, flickers Dockside, flickers permanence, has Smothering Tide, which no one respected at the tournament.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I got so annoyed in the redemption event. Game 2, I lost on turn 2 to Kin in game 1. So game 2 I was against Atlas, and he got a turn 2 Smothering Tithe out, turn 3 Smothering Tithe, and I was like, hey guys, we need to pay for this or we're just going to lose. And then they were like, no, it's just a little bit of mana, and I'm like, I don't think you understand.
He's playing Kenrith.
He's going to win the game.
A little bit of mana is...
And then it was a Blue Farm player and then a Jensen player. Just Jensen, not Jensen Luris.
Oh, interesting.
Which it was a super cool deck.
I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, you get like Risic Study and Necro.
Yeah, but then it's just 5-color soup.
Yeah, with a 2-drop commander.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they didn't respect Smothering Tithe. At least the Blue Farm player didn't. We ended up getting a draw because I shoved my massive wiener on the table.
Good job,
and I was
Bailey.
like, okay, guys, I'm going to take over this game.
Good job, Bailey.
You got to listen to me. And then Alice was like, I can't believe you convinced me to reanimate your Wandering Archaic to stop the blue farm player, which in turn stopped me.
Oh my gosh.
But I politicked Atlas to reanimate my Wandering
Oh my
Archaic because I was like,
goodness.
this is the only thing I could do. This is like the only way we can maybe stop him. And Atlas is like, okay. It was not the only thing we could do.
No.
No. But yeah. So that was a crazy game. But Smother
And you were
get it out of
playing...
my format. I was playing Malcolm Tavesh in the redemption event.
Which is sick.
Yeah, it was
That's
a
a cool
pretty
deck.
decent deck. I think I didn't know how to play the deck super well. But I got a win and a draw, which isn't good enough for prizing, but
God, that redemption event was something. Goodness.
Wait, you only got a win and a draw?
in the redemption event, it was 3 rounds, yeah.
Yeah. I also
Oh,
got a
so-
win and a draw. But
Win,
my
draw,
God. You were playing against the guy I took a draw against, right? Bailey, you played against that guy? The dude who was playing... No, I think he was playing against Atlas. He was super snobby. God, what was he playing? Oh, it was a Reanimator with the dragon dude.
Scion?
No, not from our group.
Oh.
Everyone from our group was chill.
Yeah.
God, Rafine.
Oh.
The dude
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
Rafine.
yeah.
God, that guy was
I-
annoying.
I never played against him, but
God,
it was a cool list.
it was a
I
cool
like
list.
Rafine.
But he was just a pain.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. This list is sick, Parker. I like your list a lot.
Thanks.
I hate playing against it, but
I've always been tempted to sleeve up Sisse. Because I do really like the
I-
tutor chain style decks.
Yeah. One thing I hate is I don't know why Moxfield's doing this, but I hate the arts that are shown for half these
You can
cards.
adjust them. If you
I
click
know.
the drop down
I
arrow.
have. I have.
I think
You
I
are
think this
very
is mine.
you are very picky about your
Yeah, I think this is
your
my
arts.
settings.
I am.
But no. If I wanted to play a tutor chain deck that was actually like viable in the meta right now, it would be Sisse.
Yeah. There's some interesting things you can do with it, and 10 or 50 different ways you can build it. So it's,
Yeah, the decks. You know what? Maybe I'll build Clam Chowder just to spite you.
Oh God, I did tell that guy that I
Yeah,
hated his list.
you did tell the creator of the list. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
5
yeah.
color soup at that point, which is
I'm also
boring.
building a Sisse
Yeah.
deck, but it's gonna be bad, I think.
Well, that's
'Cause
how
I have
most of
an
your
But-
decks are.
I know. I have an interesting theory that I want to try out.
Is Aegis still no proxies?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're still
I think they're
being a pain.
I think they're gonna veer towards proxies. Though they seem like it.
Because I want to
Because
play
they're
Proxy and
I've been playing-
Kuros, because that's my
I've been
favorite
playing
tutor chain deck.
proxies with. I've been playing a proxy dockside for like 3 months there.
They also
Okay.
get scared.
Yeah, they haven't found out.
And I think
And now let's talk about it.
Also, Jack was playing a proxied flesh dupe while we were in at Punt City.
Yeah, like all the players are okay with it. It's just the
Yeah.
store that's not. And I think eventually they're going to be okay with it.
I think they're eventually going to have to be okay with it.
Yeah. I think that I was playing a proxy dockside because I had the docksided dockside.
Right.
But you still had the official dock side. But
Yeah.
I find that dockside so funny. The fact that it still is just there. Like, I feel like we need to frame it.
Yeah, maybe find JJ in the real world and get him to sign it.
wherever he is.
Wherever he's ran off to.
He messages me like once every 4 months or something.
Yeah.
But maybe next time he does that, I'll ask him.
At least we know he's
Sign
still
it.
alive.
Yeah, I saw him driving his car the other day.
Anyways, should we talk about rounds?
Um,
Or
Yeah,
like
I'll-
quick talk about rounds?
like the event, exciting things that happened.
Yeah.
The event itself.
Yeah, I'll go first. My day one, game one was a draw because manipulated my opponents. Essentially, I told them I had interaction, which I did technically have interaction.
Oh my god, that was so funny, Bailey.
Yeah, like everyone was surrounding us because we were like the last game, and a guy was like, "Do you have interaction?" And I was like, "Play your spells and find out."
No, what
And
you said was I have 7 cards in hand and a fish on board. How,
oh
like,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
playing mono blue. I'm running like 20 some odd counter spells
Oh
in the
no,
deck.
I was like, I have 33 pieces of interaction. I've used 4. You do the math or something like that.
And your hand
And I
was
saw,
what? 5 lands?
yeah, yeah.
God,
Like
I
you
was
could have
dying.
gone for it. I saw Atlas's face, and I tried so hard not to crack up.
I was
But he was
standing
like,
right behind you, and I'm like, oh my god.
yeah. And he didn't go for it,
It
so
was
we
so
got a
good.
draw.
And then the next dude who jammed it, you drew into like 3 counter spells.
Well, I'm playing 33 of them.
Yeah,
I
I
used
know.
4.
It's just so funny. God, that was so good.
Yeah, and then round 2, I played against Brian Koval. He was on
Oh,
Kinnan.
did you? Oh, he's on Keenan?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, he was on Kinnan. He didn't keep a good hand. I was against a Malcolm Tana player that had the nuts.
Oh.
They had basically a turn 3 win if we didn't play smart. It ended up going until like turn 9 because me and the Lonus player stopped him until
Oh,
then.
the Lonus player was chill.
Yeah. He tried winning, and so I had to use my interaction to stop him. So then the Tana Malcolm player was able to win. But that happens. Not the end of the world. And then the rest of my games, I honestly had an opportunity to win if I was in the proper headspace. Because I thought about them like 30 seconds, like 30 minutes after those rounds. I was like, I had a line there. I'm just an idiot.
You're like,
And I
damn.
didn't want to be here. But yeah, so I had lines in the next 3 games. I just couldn't figure them out during the game, which is fine. But yeah, that's how day 1 went. And then day 2, I did the redemption event, and I was playing Tevish Malcolm, and that was fun. 1 win, 1 draw. We're chilling.
It's a cool deck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Dylan, how did your games go?
Day 1 was interesting. The deck was drawing so poorly. I went to 5 in my first 3 games. It was bad, but I screwed up the first game by tutoring for interaction for Paco because it hit me for 7 on turn 1 instead of a Dark Ritual, and then proceeded to have my Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Jewel Lotus, Chrome Mox, and Soul Ring ripped off the top by a Ragavan and Paco. I was out of that game. And then the game got thrown to Sisse, so that was fun. And then game 2, I don't even remember what happened in game 2. I know I went to 5, and I think I cast a turn 1 to Vesh, and then was the target because I cast a turn 1 to Vesh when I had like 3 cards in hand, and someone resolved to fish, and a newer player fed the fish like 12 cards, and I was like, okay, well, I don't think I'm the problem anymore. Game 3, I played against Atlas, which is always an experience. He's a very good player. We went to a draw. He spent so much effort trying to resolve Kenrith with Dockside and Fimage on board. I'm like, this should not happen. Yeah, he's like, oh guys, you can let it resolve. I won't win this turn. And I'm like, well, you'll win on my turn. And he's like, nah, never. Yeah, no, that was interesting. And then I drew my next game as well. I don't really remember that game very well. And then I lost my last game and then dropped. And then the redemption event, I played Rocco. And that was also interesting. It was more fun. I know the deck better. But game 1, I kept Spirit Guide Land, Chrome Mox, Yisan.
Yeah.
On like 5. And then top deck to Spirit Guide to grab Birds of Paradise and win on turn 3. It was great. And then I drew and then lost. It wasn't a bad event. Definitely could have done better. But
yeah, and now it's for the Parker.
First round, I drew. It was a good game. Got to play with good people. Me and the Blue Farm player. The Blue Farm player went for it, and I just had the endurance for him. Um, and then, uh, so then it just ended up drawing because the Blue Farm player ended up dying. But to force a draw, he was able to kill the other player's commander. I think I was playing They were playing Mothman. Uh, and so they were able to kill the Mothman. And then I forgot what the other player was doing, but good interactions, good able to just like control the board state. Um, and yeah, it just ended up in a draw. I think I ended up going for a win, but I honestly can't remember. Game two, I forget if game two I won or not. Can you look? I know it's either game two or game three I won. Okay, I lost. Oh yeah, game two also was insane. There was 3 Ristic studies on board, and I ended up losing. I think I attempted a win, but didn't end up getting there. Uh, and because I got stopped, I forget exactly how I got stopped, but I ended up getting stopped. Game three, I ended up winning, if I remember correctly.
No, you lost that one.
Game three, I lost. I did.
Yeah.
Did I win 4 and 5?
Yeah, you were 1 back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And oh my god.
Yeah. I don't remember game 3 then. I don't.
Worries.
Oh no, game 3 I do. It was Mad Farm going. Yeah, Mad Farm going first. And I thought about jamming the turn before with just like Dockside a meal in hand. I think I was 1 short from confidently going for it.
Mad Farm being Jessica Timna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, not Mad Farm. Blood Pot.
No, Blood Pot.
Blood Pot.
Yeah.
Timnatana.
Timnatana, yeah. Yeah, and I was just 1 artifact off confidently going for it. I think I probably could have gotten there, but it was still risky. We ended up losing just because they hard cast a Lavinia, not Lavinia.
God, fuck that card.
Not a Lavinia. Fucking the Planeswalker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vivian. They hard cast Vivian on.
Hey, they played a pod. That's crazy.
Yeah. They just had the nuts. They went for it turn 3, 4, and 5. So
sometimes it happens like that.
Game 4. I attempted a win really early on. The player in seat 1 said he was going to tutor interaction. I got to play with Maxwell. Maxwell was really fun to play against. But he's like, tutored interaction 4 to stop my win. And I was just like, hey, I will not grab a meal here, and I'll grab like a Drain of Magistrate to slow down this game. To be able to hold up this board state and not just like so that you hold up your Mind Break trap. Ended up grabbing Draineth, and being able to just hold off the board state. Ended up getting to the Max ended up messing up their Doomsday pile, so they ended up scooping at sorcery speed, which then said that because they were just out of it, they had 1 card left in their library, they were dead anyways. And then it got to time. On my turn, I convinced one of the players to block my Dockside, which then once he did, it died. I reanimated it with Tyvar, and I won that game.
That
interaction.
Watching that unfold.
Awesome.
Yeah, Parker was yapping.
I was very much yapping doing that.
The other player was so mad.
I know.
he came up to you like a couple dozen times after that and was like, "You didn't have the win if you didn't block that dockside."
Yeah, correct. That's why
He
he
was
blocked
so
it.
peeved.
Yeah. And then, oh no, wait, that was round 5.
Yeah, that was round 5.
The round 4, I gotta play Max. Oh, that was when the Anala player punted. Round 4
Ooh,
actually
Anala's
was
rough.
Anala. There was a um, what's it called? What's the you can pay 2 life to redirect an ability or
Spellskite?
Spellskite
Oh,
on the board.
Spellskite.
Anala thought that reanimate could be redirected to Spellskite.
Oh.
Oh.
So they, instead of grabbing, uh, they had like a protected win with Anala with just grabbing uh, reanimating because they had the malevolent Herman on board, and
Oh.
so they were just like protected win. Max had an MDT, like it was not getting through. They go shallow grave instead. Uh, they tap their blue mana to cast Shallow Grave, and in response we MBT it, and we were just like, and I had played a Gigantha the turn before, so I untapped and won the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was insane. Um, and then yeah, round 5 I recapped. 6 and 7 were both draws. 6 I was able to play against Max. I He was on Talion. He was a really good player.
Yep.
We both were just holding up interaction that whole game. Uh, Max almost won, but a player was able to cast Angel's
Angel's
Grace
Grace.
on
Yeah.
final turn, which
Yeah.
was very interesting.
Yeah, because Max didn't know the ruling on if he was going to be able to win if he like
Yeah.
went to end step.
Yeah, and we had a 13-minute judge call about it,
Yep.
I'm
and
pretty sure Max had that game, right?
he did. The only problem was the storm count got high enough to where he went to tutor and he got brain freeze. For I think count was like 13 for storm,
Hmm.
so he wasn't able to get there after that.
I'm sure he'll never falter against a Angel's Grace again, though.
Probably
No,
not.
no.
We almost lost to it though. They almost were able to go Thoracle, exile their library, and then we would trigger Talion, but then they had the Angel's Grace in hand, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
almost lost us the game.
I mean, if it weren't for what Grafter Cage was still on play, or
Weathered
Weathered
Runestone.
Weathered
Runestone.
Yeah, which I almost convinced the other Sisei player to bounce, which
Yeah.
No,
possibly
you
could
you
have won.
convinced him to
sick.
bounce it. You didn't
Yeah.
convince Max to bounce it.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, and I had thinking about it. I had a way to win that game if Max was able to attempt to win, but it didn't end up happening.
Yeah.
And round 7 was the same thing. It's just like people. I played a turn 2 Smothering Tide. No one respected it. It was a fight to let it resolve. Uh, there was a board wipe that came down. Tivit tutored for a board wipe, and we're like, if you don't kill your own Tivit with this, we're just gonna counter it.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, okay, I'll pay 6, or it was like the new one from Fallout.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Nuclear Fallout.
Yeah.
It's on
Um,
my desk right now.
he paid 3 into it, killed everything. The game was going really long. I got to my turn on turns, and there was just way too much interaction for me to be able to win the game.
yeah. You cast to say what, like 3 times in one turn?
I cast to say 4 times. It ate a
Force Will, Pact, Mind Break
Force
Trap.
Will, Pact, Mind Break Trap. Yeah, and I could have cast it for another time, but I just couldn't win from there.
Yeah.
I had a Fish and Bristic on board at the very end to try to like pull through the interaction. They were just able to pay for it plus um, deal with everything. So I almost convinced the Blue Farm player to instant speed wheel because he would have instant speed stuff while I had sorcery speed stuff.
God.
Almost worked. But then they were like,
Christ.
you probably shouldn't. I was like, but you have 4 pieces of interaction with a wheel. You can just wheel, refill everyone's hands, have instant speed stuff. I create 21 treasures, but that's not as big a deal as you just try to
21
win
cards, yeah.
at instant speed, which might have been his best call.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's supposed to attempt if you had the final turn.
Yeah.
And knowing
Did
that,
he have a Born Upon the Wind? Is that why?
Yeah, he Born Upon the Wind with a wheel, which would have.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to technically go for it.
Yeah, because he just has instant speed everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with sorcery speed.
Knowing that he can't make it to top cut with a draw.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to push it, but that's okay.
Yeah, and I think if he doesn't get there, I just guaranteed get there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun tournament. Met a lot of really good people. Was able to play with a lot of people.
You got some foils.
I did get some foils. I picked up Judge Promo foil, Vampire Tutor, Flusterstorm, and then foil Neoform.
Spent a lot of money.
I traded my Wheel of Fortune.
True. Parker, not Parker, Dylan got a Mox Diamond.
I did buy a Mox Diamond and a foil Old Border Wirewood Symbiote. It was a good day.
Yeah.
My bank account was crying, but
I traded in my Serialized Soul Ring and got some good foils. Because I don't need a $1,200 card.
What foils are you missing for Fibble?
Grim Monolith. For at least the
Gods.
primer list, I think it's just Grim Monolith now.
That's what, 900?
3,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it always been that expensive?
There was one at Punt City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a little guy. I got a foil Merchant Scroll.
Hell yeah.
8th edition foil.
It's only $70. It's not that bad.
Chain of Vapor.
Chain of Vapor I got.
Oh,
was
that's one you were looking for a long time.
Foil Mindbreak Trap.
I don't have yet, but with the new set coming out, it's gonna go down, and I think I'm okay with just the special printing that set has.
Yeah, it does look good.
It looks really good.
Foil.
I pulled a Mindbreak Trap from the new set during pre-release.
Nice.
My pre-release pool was crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just literally Grim Monolith now.
And the MBT.
And Mindbreak Trap, yeah.
Are all your snow-covered islands foil?
Yeah. There's just not foil in here, which I guess I can just do this.
Gods, Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this list isn't the list that I'm playing currently. I have to rewrite a primer on the current version of FibbleFip.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a better one, and then I have to try out the Artificer's Intuition.
Fair enough.
Which I can show you guys. It's a $1 card. It's not expensive, but 2-drop enchantment, blue, discard an artifact from your hand, search your library for an artifact with CMC 1 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand.
Oh, it's only 2-drop. Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's an interesting FibbleFip deck you can do with it that I'm going to try out. I don't know if it's good, of course, but...
Interesting.
Yeah, and then after day 1, there was like an after-party thing. The venue was still open, basically.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And people stayed and played Magic. That's when we came up with the idea of the deck carousel for the redemption event.
The deck roulette.
Yeah, where we played each other's decks. No one wanted to play FibbleFip.
I would have played FibbleFip.
Which is okay. So we had Rocco and Taveshkrom, which are both Dylan's decks.
Yep. And lo and behold, I rolled one of my own decks.
Yeah. Well, you also wanted to play
I
Rocco,
did want to play Rocco.
so it worked out. But yeah, I played Rocco like 4 times that night, and I won... No, 5 times, and I won 3 of those games.
You were
I was
cooking
just
on the
cooking.
deck.
Yeah, I was just like,
I mean, the
oh,
deck
I win.
cooks. Like,
Yeah. Worst card was
oh
Philology
my god,
Wayfinder.
Bailey.
I don't think it's that bad. I was just not using the card.
Well, it's
um,
not as good when you draw it.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's really not that bad. You just win if you have Bloom Tender and Philology in play. You just
Yeah.
win. Like,
Yeah.
it sets up a
But
lot
yeah,
of, like, turn 2 wins.
Rocco was fun. Um, yeah, that was a really fun night. We stayed up probably too late.
Yeah. I wish
We were
I'd
all
played
up
more
too late.
games. I kind of just
Yeah.
sat there doing nothing, but
Yeah. But yeah, it was a fun event overall. Definitely would do one. Probably not that far again, but
yeah.
another big
Yeah.
tournament
You
in
don't enjoy
California.
traveling all that much.
No.
It's not your favorite,
And if I was
which
in
is
a better
fair.
mindset, I would probably would have had a better time. But that's okay.
Yeah, no. I think I'll do better when I'm home. Not here in fucking Arizona. God, this place.
Yeah, there's a lot of good tournaments happening soon. Or
Yeah, I
it's
should.
like June.
Yeah, May 11th, and then May 29th or something.
Is it May?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
You said
29th,
May?
this Saturday. Yeah.
May 11th?
Wait, there's a tournament happening this Saturday?
Yeah, at Card Haven. So it's not a big one.
Christ. Okay, what's
Ah,
the tournament on May 11th?
It's in Seattle. Um,
Are you
I can
guys
post
going?
a link about it. I'm not going.
Hmm.
I already have plans with other people that day.
the
Okay,
tournament
I'll
in
have to
Seattle.
see. Because I think the
Well, I
earliest
might.
I can leave is the 9th.
I would have to see. It's in Seattle. I have plans at 6:30, so I might be able to squeeze it if it's early enough.
It would be funny. I could start my trip back on the 9th and then drive to Seattle before coming home for a tournament.
Who's hosting the tournament in Seattle?
It's a new card shop that opened up. I can post it in the Discord that we're in. I can't post links in the descriptions of the videos yet,
Okay.
but once I'm able to do that, I can do that. But Atlas was talking about it, and they have the information in their description,
Okay.
so I can post that in like the Discords.
Are they going?
Atlas is for sure. I think Joe might be as well.
Might have to go then.
Yeah, I think it's a 10 proxy limit.
Ooh. It means I'm playing Rocco. That's probably fine.
Yeah, 10 proxy limit. I think it's a $25 or $35 entry, which isn't too bad.
It's not bad
I
at
don't
all.
know the pricing. But then there's the 29th, I think it is. No, maybe not the 29th. Another day later in May. That's Gabby's tournament.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll definitely be around for that one.
And I'm going to definitely be going to that one.
Same.
But I have a draft that I'm attending on the 11th.
Hell yeah. For the new set?
So, no.
Damn.
You've been there once.
Oh,
Lucas's
yeah.
house. Yeah. I missed the last one because of a tournament.
I wish I'd been invited to
Punt
more
City,
of them.
actually.
But
Yeah.
the cube drafts were fun. That was fun. That's how I got into CEDH. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what Punt City was.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment what kind of videos you want. The YouTube stuff, I guess.
Yeah, the YouTube things. Gotta